All right, guys, it's a chilly day out here in the Midwest. Still got some snow on the ground. Gloomy day. Want to do a quick bike check on my Specialized HardRock that I turned into coaster brake single speed BMX cruiser is what I would call this. Let's start from one end and go to the other. Well, take a look at the frame. This was a HardRock GS, which I'm guessing was a lower model, because I know the original group set and shifters that came on here, they were pretty cheap. Chain rings were riveted. It had grip shifters, which of course I hated. But anyway, I removed all that. This bike has seen many variations that I've built with it. And this is actually a smaller frame that I usually would want to use. This is a 16-inch, or 16.5, I want to say. And I had tore the bike apart, took all the other components off that I wanted to use elsewhere. And I was going to get rid of this frame. But instead of getting rid of it, I just hung it up in the garage and gave myself some time to see if there was anything else I wanted to do with it. So eventually it became this. And as you can see, it's a 34 tooth narrow wide in the front. And I want to say that's I think that's an 18 I got in the back. The gear ratio I'm using here is pretty much a 2-to-1, which is pretty common in a BMX. So basically, it's a very easy gear. It's easy to spin out. This is not made for any type of distance. And that's why I would call it a cruiser. It's just something for short rides. This rear coaster wheel, I've had it for a little while and just didn't know what to do with it. So I decided to put it on there. And so far it's been working good. These tires here were actually new when I got them a couple months ago. Yeah, they're just some Amazon buy. I think I got them both for like 38 bucks. Obviously, I'm not going to have any chain slap because this is a single speed, but I just put this here to cover up. It was pretty rough under there. And like I said, this is definitely a cheaper Specialized HardRock model. This one is made in China. It's not like the Taiwan one. It still is chromoly, so that's good. And I do have a front bike rack on this guy. Just the front rack here, so if I ever wanted to strap something out, like a backpack or 6-pack or a 12-pack, I guess. Well, the rear wheel, of course, is a bolt-on, being a coaster brake, and the front one is a quick release. So if I ever wanted to take that front wheel off and throw this in the back of the car, it'd be easy to do so. Moving up, I do have the quill adapter. These BMX bars with RE grips, and of course I've already damaged this one. I just took a nice little beautiful spill right out here. That's why I don't like coming out too much in the winter, but I went ahead and tested fate. Plus these tires aren't exactly what they're made for. These are definitely more summer tires, urban tires, but oh well, you live and you learn, right? So as you can see, it's extremely basic. It's a very comfy seat I got there. Got dual springs, set up high. If you look at the seat to handlebar ratio, that's definitely upright, definitely cruisy vibes. I actually have the seat a little bit lower than I usually would use it, just for the fact that it's a coaster single speed. Sometimes you need to get a little bit more torque to the pedals, and it seems like when the seat is down, it's easier to do that. So, other than that, nothing special. That front wheel is definitely from a donor bike. Same thing with that seat post, that seat. The handlebars and the quill stem, as well as the other part there. I did buy those new, and that was for a different project, but eventually got removed. It is a square taper on the bottom bracket. 103 millimeter, but the more I look at it, I could probably need to go up a little bit more, either to a 107 or 110, just to give me a little bit more clearance away from the bottom bracket there. So far it's been doing well. I've only had it out a few times. This is definitely for short rides, because like I said, you'll definitely spin out. It does have a little bit of climbing ability because of the easy gear ratio. But yeah, you wouldn't want to go on a long ride on this. It would definitely take more energy than what it's worth. But one of the nice things that I had forgotten about is how nice it is to have clean handlebars with no levers or cables coming out of it. That's one thing I do like to see when I'm sitting on the bike. Nice and clean cockpit there. Anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video, see what you guys thought. Oh, also another thing. Down here, these were not your traditional dropouts. The way this was set up, if you've ever had these older 90s bikes, it had a small tab in between here. So it only gave you the circle there. It was like a steel tab that wouldn't allow you to go back. So my workaround was to just basically file it off on both sides to make myself somewhat of a small dropout. It's not as big as a regular dropouts would be, but it was definitely enough to make it work where I didn't have to put a tensioner. I'm not a fan of those tensioners. Plus on a coaster brake, I don't even think that would work very well. Then you'd have to put brakes up here, and it would definitely, I think, add more to it than it needed. Also, these pedals here were new when I got them. Just some cheap AliExpress, like $7 or $8 pedals. Same thing with the crank in the bottom bracket. That's all AliExpress. So there you have it. Specialized HardRock. From a 90s mountain bike to a BMX single speed coaster brake cruiser. Let me know what you think, guys. Have a good one. Almost wiped out. And then I did wipe out.